All right, you guys, I know I said that I was going to start with toners, but I'm actually going to start with cleansers. So let's get down to it. So I bought this product. Doesn't look like much, but it's a cleanser. So I bought this November of last year. So you can see it says November. And I'm going to show you where it's at so you know I'm not lying to you. This is the foaming cleanser, normal to dry. And it's going to be right there. Foaming cleanser, normal to dry. And yeah, so I got a little bit of a discount because at the time she was having a discount on purchases. And so it is normally $25.99, which is a little high. But you know, with the discount made it $20.79. So that is my proof of purchase. That's my receipt. And this has lasted 6 months, almost, basically six months. So I bought it on the 10th, and this is April 2nd, and I still have tons of cleanser in there, so you can see that. And so if your cleanser is not lasting you for 6 months, then you're basically wasting your product. You are wasting your cleanser. I tried to make a video of this a while back, and I since have deleted it because it didn't really show the product the way I wanted it to. And so I am actually going to show you how this really works and how it saves you money, because I know it's an expensive cleanser, and I'm going to tell you why. And I'm going to tell you all about our cleansers because this cleanser is for normal to dry skin. And so let's get into the demo. All right, guys, here we are in my bathroom. And so what you want to do is you want to totally get your face not soaking wet, not sopping wet, but you want it to be damp. So if you don't do that good enough, then it won't spread the product around. So you want it to be pretty like wet. And you only need a little bit of amount. This is why it lasts about 6 months. That much. It's not, even that's a little too much. That much cleanser. You're going to emulsify it. And it's going to get really soapy. See how it really foams? Not foams, but suds up. And it can get more. Like, just damp your face a little more. Look at that. Look how sudsy it's getting. That was even a little too much. It's not burning my eyes. It feels amazing on the skin. What I really love about this cleanser is it cleanses your makeup. It hydrates, helps with the oil and dirt. Doesn't leave my skin too tight. But I'll tell you all about it a little later. So I'm just going to keep cleansing my face. And there we go. We're going to rinse off. That was wonderful. So my face is freshly washed. It feels great. It doesn't feel tight. I don't feel like I have to run and go put a moisturizer on really quickly. It's that squeaky clean feeling. You're going to get that with every single cleanser. With Merle Norman, I've used a lot of their other cleansers as well, and I've always had that squeaky clean, fresh feeling without being tight or dry. And if your cleanser makes you feel that way, then you're in the wrong cleanser. So why should you not just go buy Aveeno or, um, you know, CeraVe, like all the doctors and everybody promotes? Well, they don't really cater to your needs. Some people are really, 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 really dry. And the reason why they're really, 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 really dry is because the balance. So, what I've learned with the videos from Merle Norman is that good skin requires, this is a requirement, for water and oil to be in balance, to be in harmony. If it's not, then you're going to have these little problems. You're going to have dry patches. You're going to have clogged pores. You're going to have enlarged pores. You're going to have too much oil. You're going to have not enough oil. And so your skin is not going to be happy. And therefore, you're going to go out in the market and you're going to try to find all of these moisturizers and serums that are basically, you need to start with the foundation, which is the foundation is a cleanser, because that's where everything builds off of. Just like you're building a house, you got to have a good slab, a good foundation, because if your slab is put in wrong, which I've never had a house built, but I know people who have had houses built, and if the slab is done incorrectly, it does not matter how the walls look or how everything else looks. If that slab is wrong, then you're going to have foundation problems. And that is the same thing with your skin. If you get your cleanser wrong, you're going to have foundation problems. It's just how it goes. So right now I'm just toning my skin. I'm going to talk to you a little bit while I finish up my little stuff here. So, what do we have? What do we have? We have a lot of notes. We have a lot of notes. A lot of notes. Okay, so cleansers from Merle Norman. So what you need to know before you start off getting anything, and I don't care if you go to Merle Norman or if you go to Clinique or if you go to Estee Lauder, wherever you're going, you need to get a realization of what your skin type is. Are you oily? Are you dry? Are you normal? Are you a combination? You need to know what you fit in, what category you fit in. And every single brand has their own categories on how they skin type their clients. And so at Merle Norman, we make it pretty simple. And basically, there's 4 types. So what we like to do is we like to skin type you as dry, normal to dry, normal to oily, and oily. And how is that process done? Well, after you cleanse your skin, you wait for a few minutes and you take a tissue, just a regular tissue, pull it apart and take one tissue and then wait for about 10 to 15 minutes after you are cleansed. Don't put any moisturizers on, nothing on. If the tissue falls off when you put it in these areas, then you are dry to, you're normal to dry. If the tissue sticks but then falls, then you are normal to oily. And if your tissue sticks and you're obviously shiny, then of course you are oily all over. So my tissue dropped. It didn't stick. I thought it was going to stick. There's also another way to understand the 4 types. So that is when you're dry and you wash your face and you can't get enough moisture to your skin. It is very, very dry. You pretty much know if you are dry. Like your skin is thirsty and you feel very uncomfortable and your skin is tight. And so you pretty much know when you are dry. And you pretty much can tell if you are oily, and you are oily all over, like shine, shine, shine city. And I don't mean like after you've had makeup on for a couple of hours. Pretty much almost everybody gets a little shiny. But I'm talking about without anything on, like your skin is shine city. Where the confusion can be is normal to dry or normal to oily, because they're pretty much the same, but it's just a slight difference. So, normal to dry is you have a little bit of oil in your T zone area, and you might have it slightly right here. But your cheeks feel a little dry, just a little, without a moisturizer applied to them. So that is skin type normal to dry. I wouldn't think that I was in that category, but everything else right now after my toner feels great, but my cheeks do feel like they're just a tiny bit thirsty. And so I'm going to give them a drink right now. But normal to oily is where you still have an oily T-zone and it comes a little bit further out and you have enlarged pores. Now that could be due to poor management of different skincares, not using the right stuff. Because I also have enlarged pores, but that's not because I'm oily, that's because I'm not using the correct products. Because now that I'm using the correct products, I really don't have that bad of enlarged pores. So, and your cheeks feel fine without a moisturizer. So that is the key significance from normal to dry or normal to oily. Because if you look at the charts from Merle Norman, you can see that it's pretty much the same. So that is that distinct difference to whether you are skin typed normal to dry or normal to oily. Now, let's get into the cleanser. So why should you buy our cleanser versus off the shelf at Walmart? Well, we have tons and tons of different cleansers and they are for specific reasons. And my cleanser, like I showed you, it's pretty much lasted for 6 months. I mean, 6 months. Now, I know that the Aveeno could probably last that long, or CeraVe, or even La Roche-Posay, anyway. Because they come in these big liter bottles, and you're like, well, you know, it's $14.99 or $12.99, but I'm getting this huge bottle. But I'm telling you, when I used those cleansers, it really dried out my skin. Like I felt like I had to use a better moisturizer or more of my moisturizer. So I'm using globs of my moisturizer or trying to buy a serum that's going to hydrate my face. The thing is, when you buy a really good cleanser, you don't really need to use or overuse or misuse the rest of your things that actually cost more, you know, because serums are not they're not very cheap either. So you definitely don't want to misuse the rest of your products because you chose a cleanser that's way too astringent for your face. So the thing that I want you guys to take away from this video as far as cleansers go is that they're not all created equal. Now I know not everybody has a budget for a top of the line cleanser, but I have, now this was a stretch. This was a huge stretch, but you can do it. The lady that I work with, she went overseas and they did not have Merle Norman there. And you can order Merle Norman, but she chose not to. She chose to just take one cleanser, and she made that cleanser last a whole year. Like, I'm barely making this one stretch for 6 months, almost maybe 6.5. but she made her cleanser last for a whole entire year. Can it be done? Yes. Is it very, very stingy because you're going to use like that amount? Yes. But it can be done. And so, for if you can make your cleanser last for a whole year, or even maybe just stretch it to like 7 or 8 months, think about it. You don't have to buy a cleanser for 7 to 8 months, almost like more than half a year. That's like, this cleanser has lasted me a half of a year. Like, that to me, like when you think about that, okay, you're like, all right, $30 for a cleanser, almost $30 for a cleanser is really expensive, especially in today's market. But it's $30 over the course of 6 months. 6 months, you don't have to buy another cleanser. That, putting it in that perspective, it's like, okay, now that's doable. But even if I can make that $30 cleanser stretch for a whole entire year, that's saying something. So, I mean, to me, it's like, you have to know, one, how to use the product, and two, it's got to be a great product in order for you to stretch it that long. So, if you're globbing that, you know, globbing it on and you're just using way, way too much, like most of our products, honestly, people use way too much uh, application, and they're wasting their product. So, with that being said, yes, it is more of an expensive cleanser, but it's expensive for a reason, because you don't need that much of it. And I can't say that for the other brands. Now, did I misuse the other brands? Possibly, because maybe they could last 6 months or longer. But as far as like the cleanliness and the feel of everything, my skin, Merle Norman has just really, like, it starts with the cleanser. Hold on just a second. And we have lots of cleansers to choose from. I mean, it's all tailored to your skin type. And when I was talking about skin types earlier, you are going to find something for you. The basics are you're going to be your three right here. These are going to be the three cleansers. This one is for the normal to oily skin to oily skin. You'll be in this cleanser. If you're really, really dry to very dry, you'll be in this cleanser. You'll be in the Daily Moisture Milky Cleanser. If you're normal skin to dry skin, which I explained already on the skin types, you'll be in the Foaming Cleanser Normal to dry. And that's it. Even if you just stop there, you don't have to go to these other cleansers. These are for specialty skin that has redness, acne. You want to brighten up your skin. We got something for you. You want to have, little beads, toning all in one. We have something for you. We have a natural cleanser, which is our Skintelligence line. We have something for you. If you have really, really, really sensitive and problematic skin, we have a cleanser for you too. So you can't really find that at the store with a lot of these, store brands, over-the-counter brands. I mean, I'm sure you could, but it's not as extensive as this. This is like one brand having all of these cleansers for your needs. And they have toners to match. Always. Always. So that's what I'm saying. Like, if I went through every single cleanser here, this would be more than a 30-minute video. So the best thing you should do is, one, go to Merle Norman. They'll help you out. Say, hey, you know what? Can you skin type me? Can you tell me where I am on the chart? Because we actually have a chart. I don't even know if it's in here. I wish it's in here so I could show you the actual chart. But I don't think they're going to have the chart in this book. But we have a chart inside our inside our stores. And we have all these charts. We have all these charts and things to help you find the correct foundation, to help you find the correct skincare. I mean, we have the charts right there. You can see it in front of your face. We're not going to hide it from you. We're not like a doctor trying to not show you what we're writing down. But yeah, so we have it there in-house. You can see it for yourself. And you can get skin typed, and the ladies there will be more than happy to tell you what your skin type is and then direct you to the right stuff. So that is cleanser. Cleanser is easy. It's one of the easiest things. It's the first step. And the next step will be toner. And I hope you guys, join me for that. I hope y'all stay tuned for a toner, because even if you don't go further beyond, good skin starts with the 3 steps. And I know a lot of people have controversy about that, but you need a good cleanser, you need a good toner, and then you need a good moisturizer. And that's it. If you don't do anything else, please do that. And I know I hear this a lot. I heard it a lot when I was working for Merle Norman a long time ago, which a lot of people like to use bar soap for their skin. And then they complain that their skin is dry. I don't know where the common sense goes, but it goes somewhere. And if you're using bar soap and you have dry skin, you're basically drying your skin out even worse by using bar soap. And I would never use bar soap that I used on my cucaracha area to use on my face. That's just disgusting. I don't even know who would want to do that, but not this little lamb. I would not do that. Oh my goodness. Absolutely not. And then everybody else's little cucarachas have been on that soap. Are you kidding me? And then you got your face and just calm down. I can't even with that. So no, 1, bar soap is a no-no. 2, if you're using bar soap like that, that's a double no-no. That's a triple no-no. Don't do that. Oh my goodness, don't do that. Yeah, no, bar soap isn't gonna cut it. And if you're like, well, I'm really, really oily and I like to use bar soap, again, perfect skin, healthy skin. I'm going to say perfect skin. Healthy skin is when you have a balance of oil and water. It naturally happens on your skin. I'm not a scientist, but I know this for sure because I did take cosmetology. And of course, these videos are educating us on slightly. That's basic. That's bottom basics. I'm sure dermatologists have a lot more extensive knowledge than I do in the cosmetic industry. And of course, I did learn this from other cosmetic brands because I worked for Dillard's as well in the cosmetics. So I do know what I'm talking about. I'm not lying to you. But what else? What else do I want to leave you with? If information. So bar soap, even for oily skin, is, yes, it's going to leave you very squeaky clean. But remember, you still have to have that level of oil and water. So again, it's not doing you any favors if you are oily and you're using a bar soap, because then you're going to be too dry. And then you're going to have a moisturizer that's too moisturizing. And then you're going to be like, oh, I'm so oily. Well, duh, you're ruining your face. You're ruining your skin by not starting with a cleanser that is mapped out for your skin type. And that's why I like Merle Norman. That's why I choose Merle Norman over any other products out there for my skincare needs. I mean, I don't even have any makeup on right now. Hi. So yeah, and my skin is getting better. Now, even with good skincare products, you can still go astray. And that's what happened to me. I was not using the correct products, and now that I have my knowledge back again, my skin is actually doing a lot better, and I have to use less makeup. So why for that? But I am glad that I have gotten the knowledge back. I'm back in the family of Merle Norman, and yeah. So, and I can pass that knowledge on to you guys who want to listen and learn with me. And so yeah, so it starts with cleanser, guys. I know I hate to say it. I can't say for any other brands out there, but try Merle Norman's cleanser. See what you think about it. It's not going to sing hallelujah praises in your restroom, okay? It's just a cleanser, all right? It's not a miracle. But they are amazing cleansers. And once you use one, I know it's just kind of one of those things where you just fall in love with it. I know I did. But again, I know this brand isn't for everybody as much as we'd like it to be. I know it's not. So anyway, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next video about toners.